What's going on, my friends? I hope you're well. I am doing well. I hope you guys had a good holiday season. New Year's coming up. Um, I think in my last video I talked about the cruise I'm going on in March. It's going to be a very interesting cruise. I have never flown abroad. I don't know what all that's about. If you've got experience in that, chime in below about. I got to fly from here to London Heathrow and a layover to Barcelona, Spain. Pretty much between my niece and a bunch of other people have gotten the gist of Barcelona. It's a very big hotbed, or just a massive hotbed of pickpockets. So keep things in your front pocket and keep moving. No one will mess with you. Look and act like you know where you're going, even though they know you're not from there. But when I get there, I'm gonna stay close to the hotel. But when I get back, I got an extra day and a couple places I'm gonna go see, and then get back to the hotel. It's just probably not a lot going on in Barcelona. Unless there's something cool that I need to know about, let me know. Um, it dawned on me on something, and I just shared this on the Facebook group for the cruise ship for the booking. You know, they have every time you go on a cruise, you look up that ship and the dates, and there's always somebody's put a Facebook group up for it. It's pretty cool. Best way to find out about some of these places you've never been before, because some of these people taking these go, oh, we were on this sailing a few years ago. It was really cool. Here's the things to look out for. Some of those people were talking about Barcelona too, but it dawned on me, one of the places out of the few we're going to the Canary Islands, but we're going to Tangier, Morocco, of all places. I'm a little nervous about that, but it ought to be interesting. It's an Arabic, the Arabic speaking uh, country where the language is of a Moroccan Arabic, and I don't know if anybody's going to be speaking English. My niece says you'd be surprised how many people over in these countries are speaking English. It really is kind of a common thing, but communication. I was looking on the Google Translate going, I see Arabic, but I don't see anything about Morocco. I don't know. I guess I have to figure that out. But it dawned on me that that is on the continent of Africa, if you can believe that. And I'm like, holy cow, because I was looking up again, is that in Africa? And it is. So I guess I could say, well, if anybody asks if you ever been to Africa, I can say, yeah, I've been to Africa. I've been to the continent of Africa, but I've never been to like the southern part of Africa. Been to the northern part, and you got the West Sahara deserts, just inside of it, and the country of Egypt. I mean, I don't know how far that is from Tangier, Morocco, but Libya, and it's like you're in when you go on that coastline at the Mediterranean, going towards Italy. I mean, you've got a lot of countries over there that are, you know, have been in some crazy skirmishes over the years. I mean, you're not far from that stuff. You just have to kind of just don't think about it. Kind of makes you nervous about where you're going, but um, it'll be a good trip though, man. Really, I think Italy obviously is going to be the highlight. I think I mentioned in the last video that it's over Easter, so they close the Vatican. I had the Vatican and Rome tour booked, but what are you gonna do? You know, no one's gonna be able to see it. So I just got the highlights of Rome, and I'll take what I can get. And then Florence, I'm taking another tour. I don't know, can't remember what I booked, but it's kind of the highlights of it. It just is what it is. Then go to the usual stops and go see it. If you got any suggestions on this or where I'm going, I mean, I'm going out of Barcelona and then to Malaga, Spain. Then we're going to the Canary Islands, which is on the Atlantic coast side, and then back in. It's going through the Strait of Gibraltar, and that's someone. Even my niece kind of described it as going through that Strait of Gibraltar between Spain and the continent of Africa. Literally, you're right there at Morocco. It's like going almost similar to not as probably small of size and distance as the Panama Canal, but they say it's kind of cool. You're going through that Strait of Gibraltar. If you've ever been on a cruise through there, chime in below. I want to know a little bit about what that's about. If you've been to these places, I'd love to get some tips on that. I've never flown abroad. This will be my first. Um, just kind of sit down and kind of do my research on that stuff. You know how that is. But it'll be fun. And I could not pass this deal up. It was so cool. It really was. It's like I'd wanted to take that cruise, and when the last one I was looking at, it went to from Barcelona to Marseille and Cannes, France, and then it went over to Italy for about 3 stops, and then to Croatia. But it changes up, so it's still not a bad run. The one I'm on, I can't pass that up. Um, There's another cruise I was looking at. Eventually, I'd like to take out of London, England, which I'm I've got a few hours layover in Heathrow, and I can't leave the airport to go see any part of London. So there's other times I'll be able to do it. I'll just have to immerse myself in as much British culture in the airport as I can. I don't even know what the hell on that except just sitting there drinking tea or something. I don't know. Tea is a British thing, my friends. It really is. It really is. But we'll have a good time. It'll be all right. It'll be an experience. My niece has been through there. My sister went through Heathrow to go see my niece when she was living in Edinburgh, Scotland for 2 years. She was getting her master's degree, so she lived over there. My niece got to see Poland, and she got to see a lot of Spain on the other side, the northern tip of Spain, I think it was. Not on the coastal side of where Barcelona is, but the other side, the top coast. She's gotten to see where else did she go? She went to Germany. I think she went to Spain. She lived in Scotland. She visited somewhere else, and I can't remember exactly where. She got to see that. It's very cool. So I'd like to at least see that stuff. It'd be an experience. I think it'd be cool. See the world, folks. If anybody tells you, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If anybody says you cannot see the world from a cruise ship, they either just don't know or they're lying to you, or they just, I don't know what it is. Who knows? But anyway, I'm just doing my thing. All is well. I go, like I said, got a 5 or 6 dayer here in January on the Carnival Vista. It'll be pretty cool. Will be. It'll be very cool. I've been sitting and learning my poker. I'm not good at cards, poker hands, so just as long as I know how to read my hands, I really want to sit down and play some hands of heads up hold'em, which is they call Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and maybe some 3 card poker and try that out when I'm on the cruise a little bit just to play, enjoy it. Really, I'm not like some of these guys that are just dropping thousands of dollars in these casinos. That's crazy. My gosh, it's nuts. But I enjoy doing it. It's fun to do. And obviously, it's how I got this trip in March was the points that I had in November. I did on that slot machine and some stuff I did. They see those points in the time you're on it, and they want you to come back. So everybody was buzzing about it on the ship, but I didn't pick up on it, and I should have known it was like when I was on the boat while I was on the cruise getting another offer. And I think I'd mentioned I was just calling to. I was thinking about just jumping on a cruise for over Christmas or something just to do it. And she goes, "Have you seen this offer you got in March for Barcelona?" I'm like, "No." She goes, "I think you need to look at that. This is a pretty good sailing. It's an adults only seas journey cruise sailing 16 days. 16 days. And it's here's where it's going and here's your offer." And it was I think it was I don't know if anybody, even my niece goes, "God, Uncle Chris, what?" I said, "Yeah, the cruise, airfare, and the 4 or 5 nights of hotel. I added it up as just a hair less than $2,600 before I spend any money at all. 2,600 bucks. I don't know how you could fly directly to these places and stay in hotels and line it up to where it would be affordable because all that airfare doubles it or more, if you think about it. It's very expensive. Carnival booked the tickets. They had a guarantee for you. That's a little side piece of advice. I may have said this before, is that if you book a cruise ship vacation, you got to fly there, let the cruise line book your flight for you because they have a guarantee to get you on that ship. They'll fly you to the next port of call. They'll get you on that boat. They won't just tell you sorry, bye, because they guarantee they give you if your luggage gets disconnected, even if it gets just late, they'll give you $500 in the insurance on it. If you lose it completely, I think it's like $1,500. They'll pay you replace your luggage and everything in it. Can't beat that, folks. You just can't beat it. It's a good guarantee. But they get them cheaper. They have such a bulk rate, and they can really. I mean, their system's connected. Just I'm looking right here. I'm in their system, and it's like a real time communication between the airline. Because imagine these cruise lines, all the people. They're partnered with so many people. And the funniest thing I've got to tell you before I wrap this up, this is funny. I'd called Carnival to ask them something about the excursion because it got canceled. I didn't get an email about the Vatican one, and she gave me the email, and the lady like they couldn't help me. Just email the excursions, and they'll let you know what's going on. And I went up and booked another one, but she said with the end of the call, I couldn't understand her. She says, I can patch you through and you can rate me, but I want to patch you through. And she said something about Hilton. I'm like, she goes, I said, what is it you want? She says, well, it's going to patch you through, give you an offer for Hilton Grand Vacations about an offer and go, you know, for some free stays. And I'm like, whoa. I said, I've already done it. I just did that in October. I don't want a timeshare. And then I stopped for a second and I said, did I call Carnival Cruise Lines? And she started laughing. She goes, yes, you did. I said, oh my God. I said, no, I don't want a timeshare. I said, if it makes you feel better, I would rather see the world with Carnival Cruise Lines than get a timeshare. And she said, I know, I understand. She goes, we just have to do it because we partner in promotions with these companies and they do the same for us. Because, I mean, they do. Casinos on, and most people don't know that. You can get casino offers on land for cruise ships vacations. They put you on these cruise ships. It's all about money. They promote each other and they're all making money. It is what it is, my friends. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope all's well. You guys have a great new year. And until then, when something cool comes along, I'm going to cut you in. I'm going to definitely cut you in when something cool comes along. Thank you for watching. Be cool. Bye.